Hello, welcome back. My name's Thomas. If you didn't know that already, well, you clicked on the Tom channel, so hopefully you do. And I want to talk a little bit about how I think I'm going to be breaking into the film industry. And I want to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing in order to aid that because, it's such a competitive and difficult industry to get into. And I don't think there's enough information out there. I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm copying everyone. Who knows? But I just want to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing at the moment to sort of help me shoehorn my way in. So I'm currently doing a film degree. You don't actually need a degree to enter the industry. A lot of people in it don't. For some reason, a lot of video editors have degrees. But anyway, I'm doing my degree, and because I didn't have any filmmaking skills to start with. I didn't grow up with a lot of cameras or anything, so it's been helpful for me to sort of be able to have access to cameras, get trained on them, get trained on editing software as well, and sort of build up my skills that way, as well as my skills in producing, directing, whatever, writing. So uni has been really helpful for me to sort of build the skills that I can then take forward if I was to go into the industry, which has been great. In the second year of our uni, we have a placement module, which is a really really cool thing because you get actual industry experience. I had a placement set up with a professional screenwriter. I was extremely excited to do it. I was going to be developing a crime drama, which was going to be it was awesome. Doing researching, developing story ideas and stuff like that. Helping just build up like a season arc basically. And I was really excited to do that. The screenwriter I was going to do it with, she's lovely. We keep in contact regularly. She's she reads the stuff that I write as well, so that's been cool to have that sort of feedback as well, to say this is shit, Tom, why are you doing this? That's fine. That's how you become a better writer. Unfortunately, it fell through for other reasons that were out of my control and out of her control. So that sucked, and I wasn't able to find another placement, which was incredibly frustrating because I was like, okay, I'm behind now. I wanted to do this because I was like, this is a surefire way to get connections, possibly get like a part-time job out of it, and go forward, have this on my CV as something I've done to show, hey, I've been in and around the industry before, and I don't have that now. But I wasn't going to let that be the sort of be all and end all. I thought to myself, right, okay, well, I didn't get a placement, but what else can I do? And my friends, LinkedIn, I know it's annoying, but it is your best friend. Some of the industry professionals in the film industry will tell you that LinkedIn is useless, but if you're a student or you're a freelance videographer, freelance editor, sound designer, cinematographer, whatever it is that you're doing, it is really the perfect place. I'm sorry if you can hear all the cars outside. It's really the perfect place for you to be and connect with people. I just happened to stumble across this post from someone saying, hey, I've set up a WhatsApp group for filmmakers to come and connect with each other, and I was so excited to join this. They posted the link on LinkedIn, I joined, and suddenly I was in a WhatsApp group chat with hundreds of industry professionals, and it was terrifying. It is a little bit terrifying to be in there because I'm like, what place do I have in here? Why am I here? What did I do to deserve to be in communication with all of these people? Because I was like, what have I done? I've done nothing. But talking to them and interacting with them and sort of boosting each other a little bit, it's honestly brilliant, because I think people need to remember that this is a collaborative art form. Film is a collaborative medium, and that's the beautiful thing about it. It isn't about you. It's not about it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. You can't make a project on your own. Well, you can, but bouncing off other people's ideas, getting other people's input on your ideas, being able to sort of know that stuff's being covered by other people who you trust, and you build a trust with them. It's something so beautiful that I don't think a lot of other jobs or art forms really sort of have. So for me, that is, that's the beautiful thing about it, and sort of being on there and realizing that this is what everyone on here is about, and you can just talk to anyone and say, hey, and share the projects that you've been doing, even if they're crap. Like, when you start, obviously it's not going to be very good. The first short film I made, it's up on my other channel. It's terrible, to be honest. And your films will be, you can't expect to start off great, but it is just about building those skills then, isn't it? So like, my writing skills, my directing skills, producing skills, whatever it is. And so it's cool to talk to these people, and they'll be like, yeah, no, I'll follow you on your Instagram and your YouTube and whatever. And that's been great for me to have like people message me on Instagram and be like, hey, if you ever need someone to so obviously it's quite hard for me at the moment to collaborate with people outside of my university, because all of my projects have to be with other students. But like thinking about what am I going to do over the summer, if I've got like a few weeks to spare before I come back to Brighton, where I could, if I saved up a bit of money, sort of travel around, maybe go into London or whatever, and collaborate on a couple of projects, and that would just be really cool. And put more things on my CV and build up that portfolio, the most important thing you can do. And so I'm looking forward to speaking to a few more of them and just trying to throw out the net. It's a wide net, but see what I can catch. And so I'm excited to talk to more of them. And I've hopefully already built up a couple of connections on there that when I leave uni, I start to do this professionally and as my job, I can say to them, hey, I've got this project. I love your editing style. Can you come and do this project with me? And this is and that's the beautiful thing about it, really. But aside from that, because that is that's more sort of future stuff than it is stuff that I'm doing right now. Right now I'm really trying to build up my portfolio, and that's not easy. It's not easy when you're a student, and you're busy and you're trying to earn money as well as a student. But I made a short film that I posted on here a couple of weeks ago, and I was quite happy with it. It literally, I know I said that you can't do projects on your own. It was just me and my friends. So it was two of us, but it wasn't like a massive project or anything. We shot it all in one day, and it was edited within a week, a few days even, and that was great. And that was a lot of fun, because I just, sometimes you don't need to like meticulously plan an idea. I had an idea on the day. I was booking out a camera, the creative juices were flowing, and I said to him, I was like, hey, I've got this idea. I've recorded this monologue. I want to get some shots. And he was like, cool, let's do it. And that was it's just so brilliant. And so that was a lot of fun, doing things like that, just going out and messing around with a camera, just getting shots. That is also really important, because as much as this is like, it can be quite grueling sometimes going through the production process. And I think it's important for us as artists to remember that this is supposed to be fun for us, and this is something that we love doing. And that definitely helped me remind me of that. I've got another short film coming out in the next couple of months, which was more sort of like a long process. We've been working on this since early February, start of February, and it will come out next month, fingers crossed. And that's been really stressful, but again, I still, even with all the stresses and strains and the problems that have arisen, it still reminded me that this is what I want to do, and this is what I love doing. And so despite the fact that I didn't get an industry placement, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to get into this industry and to keep making films and doing what I love, because there's nothing better than being creatively fulfilled for me. It's not been an easy year so far, and this has really sort of kept me going and a little bit grounded, and sort of what am I doing? Why am I still here? Well, it's because this is what I want to do, and that's been a beautiful revelation for me. But yeah, also, doing some like videographer work. Obviously, what I'm trying to get into. I'm gonna get some business cards printed, but my friend asked me to shoot this gig for them, and that was a really cool experience. Sort of shooting these bands and stuff. It was a lot of fun, and it was good for me to sort of like retrain myself on this camera that I hadn't used in a long time, and so doing stuff like that. And just making silly YouTube videos, whatever it is, just keeping myself always thinking about, what am I doing, what's next, how can I, progress, what project do I want to work on next, what people do I want to work with, how many LinkedIn connections do I have I updated my Instagram recently, why haven't I updated my Instagram, trying to just keeping it going at all times. My film Instagram is so important to me right now. It's separate to my main Instagram, but I love spending time on there. If I've got something to post, I'm itching to post it. My friend made us a logo, and I was so excited to post that and then update the profile picture. And when I shot the gig, I was itching to get the clips edited and post them on there and just showcase what I'm doing to people, because that's what this is. I'm showcasing my skills and my love for filmmaking, and I want to find other people that have that same love and that's inspiration. I want to entertain people as well, obviously. You get in the filmmaking industry because you want to make things that people are going to enjoy. But at the moment, I'm focusing on what I want to enjoy, really, to be honest. It's like, if I'm making something, I'm making it for me. And obviously, that's not just for me, it's for people who can connect to that, which is what my last film was kind of about. I made it for myself, but I also knew that there would be people who, wanted to watch that and agreed with the stuff I was saying and stuff like that, and so that's nice. But yeah, it's been a slog over the last couple of years trying to build up the skills, and it's been stressful, it's been hard, and every day is a challenge when you're trying to become a filmmaker. But I thought, if I do this video here, I can keep myself updated with what I'm doing, and maybe, I don't know, because I don't know where I'll be in a couple of years. Maybe in a couple of years I can look back at this video and think, wow, look how far I came. Or maybe I failed, I don't know. But it would be nice to look back in a couple of years and be like, yeah, I'm happy for you, man. You did the right things, you were doing the right things. And if any of this advice is useful to you, if maybe if you're not doing a film degree but you're looking to get into that sort of work, just do it, man. Even if you don't have the kit, if you can download an editing software and teach yourself how to use that to start, or just talk to filmmakers and creatives and then ask for advice, maybe start writing, just do anything. Bye.